Hey there, and welcome. Today, we are diving deep into the wonderfully weird world of cats. We're going to decode their secret language and finally figure out what's really going on behind those strange and sometimes hilarious behaviors. I mean, come on, we've all been there, right? You look over and your cat is intensely needing a pillow. Or maybe they just presented their butt directly to your face, and you just have to think, what is going on with you? Well, here's the thing. It isn't just random weirdness, it's actually communication. It's a complex code that's built on thousands of years of instinct, affection, and survival. And today, you and I are gonna crack that code together. So here's our game plan. We're gonna break this down into 3 parts. First, we'll unlock all those affectionate behaviors. Then, we'll get in touch with the tiny predator living in your house. And finally, we'll learn how to decode their most confusing demands. Okay, let's start with the warm and fuzzy stuff. How your cat shows you they love you. Because let's be honest, their ways can be a little unconventional. First up is a classic, kneading. You know what I'm talking about, that rhythmic pushing they do with their paws? It's often called making biscuits, and it's one of the most common things people wonder about. So this behavior is actually a throwback to when they were just tiny kittens. They'd need their mom to get the milk flowing. So when your grown-up cat does it to you, it means they feel totally happy, safe, and content, just like they did with their mother. It's a huge compliment. Plus, they have scent glands in their paw pads, so they're also marking you as theirs. Ah yes, the infamous butt in the air pose. When your cat turns around and presents their rear end while you're petting them, it's not them being rude. It's actually a massive sign of trust. In the cat world, this is like a friendly handshake. They're inviting you to confirm their identity through scent. It also probably feels really good for them, since the base of the tail is packed with nerve endings. And how about when you get up for just a second, and poof, your seat is stolen? It's not just to take you off, I promise. They're drawn to the warmth and your scent that you left behind. It makes them feel safe. They're also mixing their scent with yours, which is a way of saying this spot and this person belong to me. All right, now let's move on and talk about their wild side. Because no matter how pampered your little fluffball is, deep down, there's a tiny, efficient predator whose instincts are still running the show. Now here's a wild little fact for you. A study found that the average indoor cat doesn't just have one favorite napping spot, it has 5. 5. But why? Well, it all goes back to survival. Out in the wild, sleeping in the same spot every single day makes you a really easy target for predators. So their ancestors learned to rotate their sleeping dens. Your cat still has that instinct. They'll also move around to find a warmer or cooler spot, to get some peace and quiet, and yep, you guessed it, to spread their scent and claim the entire house as their kingdom. Ever notice how your cat gets a sudden case of the zoomies right around dusk? Or maybe they wake you up at the crack of dawn. That's because cats are crepuscular. It's a fancy word that just means they're most active during the twilight hours of dawn and dusk. Why? Because that's prime hunting time for their prey. And being crepuscular is also why they sleep so deeply during the middle of the day. Since they're hardwired to be up early and late, they need to rest when the sun is brightest. And when they do that adorable thing where they cover their face with a paw, it's just a simple, built-in sleep mask to block out the light. It also helps keep their nose warm. Okay, and that brings us to our last section, figuring out what your cat wants. These are the signals that we humans tend to get wrong the most often, so let's clear the air. Let's tackle the classic lick then bite. It's so confusing because it can mean 2 totally opposite things. Sometimes it's a gentle love nibble, which is their way of grooming you and showing affection, but other times it's a sharp, quick nip that's a clear warning. It's them saying, okay, that's enough petting, I'm overstimulated now, and you need to stop. So, what if your cat is super talkative? Well, all that meowing is almost always them asking for something. Usually, it's pretty simple. Feed me, play with me, but it can also be a sign that they're stressed out or anxious. And, some breeds, like Siamese cats, are just born conversationalists. A cat's eyes are incredibly expressive, especially their pupils. Now, there are 2 main reasons their pupils will get huge. The first one is just physics. It's dark, so they open up to let more light in. But the second reason is pure emotion. Their pupils will also dilate when they're feeling a strong emotion, like fear, major excitement during playtime, or even anxiety. And here's where context is absolutely crucial. But, and this is a really important but, if you notice your cat's pupils are constantly dilated, even in a bright room when nothing stressful is happening, it could signal a health problem. That's definitely something you want to check out with your vet.
So, when you put all of this together, the real takeaway is simple. Your cat isn't just doing random weird things. Every little need, every flick of the tail, every change in their eyes, it's all communication. They're telling you how they feel, what they need, and how much they trust you.
You just have to know how to listen. All that weirdness is really just their language. So now that you have the key to crack the code, take a look at your cat. What do you think they're trying to tell you right now?